Trudy Mason sitting in for Elias, but I have it on good authority that he is recovering and will be back in the big chair behind the microphone tomorrow. And I'll be back on my news shift. Now, if you commute via bus or metro, you've probably been keeping an eye on this threat by transit maintenance workers to initiate a strike against the STM, Montreal Transit Corporation. There will, if there is a strike, a walkout, there will be service cuts as a result of this. There will be some rush hour service and some special service through Grand Prix weekend. But other than that, you will be left on your own. We welcome to the show Katherine Roux-Groleau, Director of Public Affairs and Communications for the STM. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What is the state of negotiations right now with the maintenance workers?
Discussions are going on at the table right now, and we have proposed including a facilitator to allow both parties to continue discussions and find solutions that are fitting for both sides.
So you're actively negotiating at this point?
Yes.
Sticking points in the dispute?
Well, currently what is important to understand is that we as the STM are evolving in a very complex financial situation. As you know, we're undergoing significant changes as demonstrated by the NTMD performance audit. A transformation involves adapting our working conditions to focus on our mission, delivering a reliable and high-performance, safe public transit service to our customers. And as a point for your listeners, the STM handles over 1.1 million trips per day across the entire metropolitan region. We're operating 24 hours, 7 days a week, 360 days per year. So status quo is not an option for us. The current work organization does not allow us to sustainably meet the needs and the demands of our clients. And we must rethink our ways of working together to ensure that we have the right resources in the right place at the right time. Flexibility is definitely key for the very nature of our operations. And this requires reorganizing work, being flexible, being agile, and modernizing certain working conditions. So what's been done, and I think it's important to put into perspective, is the Montreal Metropolitan Committee have done their part with increasing the vehicle registration tax. City of Montreal has done its part by increasing its annual contribution. The government has also given us predictability on our financial framework until 2028. We, as the STM, have to do our part and deliver services that are cost-effective. We have to make sure that it's also part of our strategy whilst at the negotiation table. And what they see as being concessions, we see as being involving. So there are certain topics being discussed at the table currently. And we're talking about atypical work schedule. So that means that, for instance, what's currently going on is that they start a shift in only one place and finish that shift in the same place. We want to be able to have the flexibility to assign schedules according to the needs and sometimes assign people to other areas in the Montreal region to address a certain situation. And obviously, our employees would be compensated during the travel time to get to the second site to which they would be needed to go. There's other, so that's the workplace transfer. There's the creation of atypical schedule, and there's also the subcontracting or the privatization of certain activities that we judge that are outside of our core business. Core business is to deliver a safe and reliable public transit service for our customers. What we consider being outside of that is taking care of landscapes, snow removal, garbage truck removal as well in our facilities. So we want to be able to have discussions with the union to find a solution to outsource some of these services that we find that are not part of our core business.
What do you think the odds are of a breakthrough at the bargaining table that will avert this strike plan for next week?
The strike will go on and will happen. We're doing our very best, and we're maintaining the level of discussion as we speak every day. And we will continue to have open discussions with our maintenance workers.
But you have no hope of a settlement?
Not at this time.
Well, that doesn't bode very well. All right. And I'm just thinking about all the people who are looking very worriedly, especially if they work atypical schedules outside of rush hour because the service is going to be limited during the strike. Tell us more about the essential services. How is that going to work?
Absolutely. So from June 9th to 11th, so we're talking about Monday to Wednesday next week, there will be 3 hours in the morning and afternoon rush hour from 6:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. for the morning rush hour period, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the evening rush hour, and then 2 hours at night from 11:15 to 1:15 a.m. There will be no service outside of these hours, so no bus, no metro. As of June 12th, so we're looking at the Thursday next week, there'll be 4 hours morning and evening and 2 hours at night. So from 6:15 to 10:15 a.m. in the morning, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening, 11:15 to 1:15 a.m. at night, and reduce service for bus and metro at 50% outside of these hours. For the Grand Prix weekend, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're looking at regular service, so 100% of the service offered during the weekend. And then from the following Monday and Tuesday, June 16 and 17, we're looking at 3 hours in the morning and afternoon rush hour with reduced service outside of these hours. We also understand that this has a very big impact on our customers, and we're doing everything that we can to minimize these impacts. We encourage them to plan ahead and perhaps set twice as much time to get around next week. We also encourage them, when possible, to use active transportation such as biking or opt for remote working when possible. And to get additional information on the strike and the impact on the scheduling of the services, they can visit the stm.info/en/strike.
Katherine, I have to admit, our texters have not been very kind to the STM for advising them to, get the bike out and go to their doctor's appointments or walk to work a great distance away. There doesn't seem to be a lot of sympathy either for the workers or for the STM in this. And I am a little dismayed that you're offering no hope of a settlement that could avert the walkout. Is there no room for negotiations there? Or are you not showing any flexibility?
We are, and discussions are ongoing at this time.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Katherine Roux-Groleau is Director of Public Affairs and Communications for the STM Montreal Transit.